Brittany, the Lady Day 18, or Day by Day. Still trying to work that out, but I am coming to you today with my birthday vlog. If you looked at my update, I had some stuff going on. Yeah, it was it was a lot. So to start back, um, as a lot of you guys know who are subscribed to my channel, I started out as a TTC um, vlog vlog channel. So videos, vlog, and trying to conceive our back then second baby. Um, since then, we have definitely doubled that number, but we have three boys, and we finally had our little girl. She is 5 months old currently. So back in July, I started getting my health together. July 12th to be exact, to conceive this baby. We had been trying to conceive already for the last 2, 3 years, and nothing was working. So I said, you know what? Every time I lose weight, I get pregnant. July 12th, I started eating right and working out, doing a 30-minute walk or 40-minute walk with Grow with Joe. She was awesome. And by August 12th, I was pregnant. Exactly the 12th on the dot is when I found out I was pregnant. Um, and it was amazing because it's something that God had told me to do. If you don't know, make it clear now. I do believe in God, I believe in Jesus. So you will hear me talk about my faith and how believing Him and trusting Him, trusting the process has changed a lot of things in my life. So that was a brief intermission for that. But yeah, so something that God had told me to do. I did it. I got pregnant. So my pregnancy so far during that time was pretty good, uncomplicated. The doctors were very cautious, very, very cautious with me. Um, I had more doctor's appointments than I normally would have during a regular pregnancy. I got pregnant when I was 38, so I had her at 38. I just turned 39, so I am geriatric pregnancy. I hate that word. We need to find a new. Yeah, I don't like that. But anyway, yeah. So they handled me with kitten gloves because of my CHF diagnosis. If you guys don't know, you're new to my channel, I was diagnosed with CHF after a year after my second pregnancy. Hadn't had any symptoms or complications since the first time I got diagnosed with it, and that's the only time I had a complication, or would you say a presentation, it showing itself. So not even through my third pregnancy, I didn't have any problems with my CHF. I had a smooth pregnancy. This pregnancy, it threw everyone for a loop. I say at 20, literally, I was 24 weeks pregnant, and that week I went to see my OBGYN. Everything was good. Wasn't having any complications. Literally 2 days later, I had a CHF experience. I had fluid overload in the middle of the night, couldn't breathe, had to get rushed to the hospital. I ended up staying in the hospital for a week. During this entire pregnancy, I ended up in the hospital 4 times. 4 times. My longest stay was 13 days, so almost 2 weeks. All related to my CHF, my heart overworking. It was exactly when when they tell you the baby, your heart will start working harder because the baby's at a certain weight. It was literally that week of that gestational period for me during my pregnancy. It just came out of nowhere, literally. So Um, yeah, so 24 weeks, ended up in the hospital. Um, and it was a doozy. They did all the scans and the echoes and um, IVs, and it was just all over the place. It literally happened December, January, February, and they actually ended up keeping me. No, I'm sorry, December, January, February, March. When I went in March, they ended up keeping me until they delivered. She was a big baby. I had gestational diabetes. Um, so I already knew she was going to be a big baby. I ended up, they were trying to get me to, first they said 36 weeks, and then they said, well, when I wasn't having any complications, 38 weeks. And I was like, nah, I already know I'm not making it to 38 weeks. I feel it. She's heavy, and I could feel my body literally working hard. Like to go up the steps, I have like an abnormal amount of steps up to my master bedroom. It's like 17 steps, and every step I could feel my heart just working hard, working hard. Me breathing, my breathing very labored. So when they told me 38 weeks, I literally laughed at my doctor. I was like, yeah, bruh, that ain't happening. We not making it to 38 weeks. I already knew it. I told them 34 weeks. All right, I said, I'm going to get to 34 weeks. And they was like, no, we can get you. Okay. That fourth time I ended up in the hospital, they was like, well, yeah, we're going to get you to 34 weeks. And you're going to be here until you deliver. I knew this. I know about the staying in the hospital part, but getting to 34 weeks. Um, the first time I ended up in the hospital, that was on like a 3-day stay. That second time in January, that was my longest. That was my longest stay. That stay, I was 26 weeks, and they had started talking about delivering her, and I was like, that I was really scared about because all my previous pregnancy, they've all been NICU babies. They've all been 32, two 30 week. I'm sorry, two 30 weekers and one 30, he was 36, 35, 36 weeks when I had him, my oldest. um, I was comfortable, but when they started talking about delivering at 26 weeks, I was like, y'all, my anxiety went through the roof. I was like, I've never done that. I immediately started praying because I didn't want. I'm sorry, y'all. Looking at the dog, he's doing the most. I didn't want that that uncertainty. So I started praying, you know, coming before God, asking Him, to do what needs to be done to get me to a safe delivery point. Um, at this point, I didn't know if I was going to have a baby shower because it was just kind of up and down. And fun fact, every time I have a baby shower, either the day of or the day after, I end up in the hospital with contractions. This little girl, she didn't wait the day of or the day after. She waited 3 days, and then I ended up having contractions and ended up in the hospital. Just a fun little fact. Anyway, um, yeah, so it was just all over the place. I wasn't prepared. We had 3 other kids, so I was in and out the hospital. My poor husband, I have to give him kudos because he was super dad. He was getting kids ready for school, going to work, coming to see me in the hospital, taking the boys to soccer practice. It was a total whirlwind of anything and everything that could go wrong went wrong. Um, my mom was supposed to have hip replacement surgery. My dad has Alzheimer's, and he wasn't doing really good. We actually just got him into a facility the end of February. That the day before I had my baby shower, was actually able to get him into a facility. It was crazy. It was crazy, but God was faithful, and everything worked out. So 34 weeks. They scheduled me to have a C-section. I wanted a VBAC, but it was just too much going on, and it was just like an uphill battle to even try to suggest that or get them to even consider me as a candidate. Like every doctor's appointment, I would ask the midwife and the doctor, like, look, I was like, y'all, until the day y'all gonna take her, I'm gonna ask this question because I want to know. I've never had a VBAC at all. All four babies were cesarean, so that was fun. So anyway, um, yeah. So 34 weeks on the dot. Miss Araya Naomi made her appearance. She was 34 weeks now. She was 6 weeks early. She was 7 pounds, 15 ounces. Big old cheeks, screaming at the top of her lungs. She was 21 inches long. She was a big baby. She's my biggest baby. She's my biggest baby. The boys, Asher was 7 pounds even. Ash Bay, he was my smallest baby. He was 5 pounds, 6 ounces. And Nehemiah was 6 pounds, 6 ounces. Even though all of them were preemies, they were all very big babies for their gestational age. And that is due to the gestational diabetes. So, ladies, definitely try to manage it as much as possible because I was on insulin shots, started off on metformin, and then had to move to insulin shots because my sugar was just too high and it was ridiculously high. So I thank God for covering me and keeping me through that because just that alone is very dangerous for the baby. But I digress. Anyway, yeah, so she was born on March 14th, 2023. She shares a birthday with my sister-in-law. Her original due date was April 25th. I was trying to get to April 9th. That was my grandmother's birthday. She actually passed last September. She would have been 100 this year. She didn't make it, but I wanted to get to April 9th. But, got to do what's best for the baby. What else? I can't think anything else. So, recovery. Recovery was very rough this time. Like I said, I've had 4 C-sections before. This was my roughest C-section. I stayed downstairs in the guest bedroom for about 2 months before I went back upstairs to my master. Yeah, recovery was rough. And I'm going to say this. All my other C-sections, right after, maybe the day after, they always gave me a garment to band my belly. This time, the nurse was like, no, we don't recommend that after a cesarean. I was like, when did they start doing that? Because I can tell the total difference of me not banding my belly after having a C-section. My stomach is taking forever to go down. I still look freaking pregnant. If one more person comes to me and asks me, oh, when are you due? First of all, when has it been okay to ever ask somebody, when are you due if you're pregnant? You don't do that. And I'm polite. I'm not a confrontational person whatsoever. And I'll be like, I just had her. She's 5 months, or she's 4 months, or she's 3 months, 2 months. The belly is still bellying. So that's another video I'm gonna do because I'm trying to get this off. Yeah, we're not doing this anyway. Rough recovery. I feel amazing now. Doctor did an amazing job on the C-section. He followed the dotted line. I told him, there's already a precursor there for you. Just follow it. Don't make no new incisions. Don't get jazzy. If you want to do a tummy tuck while you're down there, I wouldn't mind, but anyway. um, yeah, so that's about it. This time I had my backpack. I had my backpack to go to the hospital. It was very, it was a whirlwind, y'all. It really was. I didn't really know what to expect once the CHF issue started kicking in. almost died 3 times during the CHF experience because my blood pressure was through the roof. My oxygen was at a 60. So if my oxygen is at a 60, where's the baby's oxygen? So it was a lot of key factors that, came to play. Um, Even after I had her, one night after I got home out the hospital, I had to call 911 to come get me because I woke up and I just felt my heart racing. Blood pressure was like 183 over 121. I was like, what in the world? My husband was at work. He works night shift, so he was at home with me. Had a newborn baby. Couldn't go up the stairs to wake up my oldest because he sleeps like a freaking rock. Uh, so it was crazy. I had to call 911. They had to come in and take me to the hospital. And I ended up staying in the ICU for 7 days that time. That was rough because I had a newborn at home. I was pumping milk, couldn't give her the milk because of the medicines. I was pumping and dumping. Hubby was back on Superman duty. My mom doesn't live here. She lives up in Michigan. My dad's in, a facility for Alzheimer's. So we were by ourselves and it was rough. Got a little bit of help from family that could do something with their schedules, but it was a rough time. So definitely take care of yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to your body because it was crazy. Even when ambulance, the EMTs got to my house, they checked my oxygen, and he was like, "Well, your oxygen is 100%. You can stay home." And my body was like, "No, go." And I'm glad I did. By the time I got to the hospital, my oxygen was at 60%. And the nurse was like, "I'm so happy you did not stay home." I said, "Me too, girl." I said, "Cause yeah, I could feel it. Every inch of my body was screaming, call 911 and go into the emergency room. Don't just try to be like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep and shake this off. Do not go to bed. You ain't waking up. You're gonna wake up dead." Wake up dead. That's what's gonna happen. So listen to your body. That gut, that your spirit man, God, Holy Spirit's telling you to do something, do it. Follow through. Make sure you're listening to your body. But anyway, this video is a lot longer than I expected. You guys want to meet Araya? Hold on. So this is Miss Araya Naomi. Araya Papaya. Araya Papaya. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Say hi to the people. She is 5 months old. Say hi. She's scooting. She's baby talking. She's drooling. Yeah, I talk about you. Say yeah, mommy. So this is my miracle, my blessing that God has given me, and I prayed so hard for. My husband says, "Oh, you've been waiting for her all her life." I'm like, "Yes, I have. All my life. All my life, I had to fight 3 boys and a husband, but now I got a girl." I got a girl. We got each other. Because mommy was outnumbered. Even the dog is a boy in the house. So it was just me. But anywho, people, y'all have a blessed day. If you're new, hello. Like, subscribe, and I am going to see you guys in a video probably this week. I'll be doing another one. Say bye. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.